Childhood asthma is a daily, often painful struggle for many of St. Louis's kids. Mold, pollen, car exhaust, they all contribute to our area's asthma problem.
But now some health and environmental experts tell the I-Team that's what's coming out of the smokestacks of Ameren Energy, maybe adding to the problem. Here's the I-Team's Maria Hallis.
Soccer.
Remember, look up.
It's more than a sport for Yahid McCurry.
Good job.
For him, each kick is a remembrance.
He took me to my first practice.
Of a father who passed away when Yahid was a toddler. And now?
He wants to play in the World Cup.
But his mom worries there could be an obstacle in the path of her boy's dreams.
Wheezing, gasping for breath.
Because the passages in his lungs would swell up and close. Asthma patients say it feels like drowning.
It's just very frightening.
And Yahid isn't alone. Children in St. Louis have asthma at twice the national average, according to the state health department. And area children who suffer from asthma are 3 times more likely to die from it, says a local asthma organization. So why St. Louis?
Some environmental and health experts say part of the problem is this: local coal-burning power plants. They say they aren't as clean as they could be. And all of them are owned by one company, Ameren Energy.
Ameren is doing everything it can to continue to operate these old, dirty plants without modern pollution controls.
Maxine Lapellis is the director of the environmental clinic at the Washington University School of Law. She's represented the Sierra Club in legal actions against Ameren. She points to 3 of the company's facilities as major sources of one of the worst forms of air pollution, sulfur dioxide gas, which can irritate the lining of the lungs and cause asthma-like attacks in almost anyone.
And we have an asthma problem in this community to begin with. And this sulfur dioxide is only making things worse.
Which is why Lapellis and other environmentalists want Ameren to use a particular kind of control on those 3 plants. It's called a scrubber, a device that can remove as much as 90% of the SO2 gas that comes from burning sulfur-based coal. Nearly every major coal-burning plant in the U.S. uses them. Ameren even has them at their St. Charles County coal plant.
There's a balance between meeting the environmental regulations and ensuring that the air quality is good, as well as balancing the cost to customers.
Steve Whitworth has been with the power company for 37 years. He says the Merrimack, Labadie, and Rush Island plants don't need scrubbers because he says when it comes to SO2,
our air emissions are, about 65%, 70% below what the allowable emission limitations are.
Ameren says the SO2 amounts in those areas easily meet not only state standards, but EPA standards. In 2015, the company set up air monitors near 2 of the plants.
The monitoring data shows that there aren't adverse impacts to the air quality levels.
There's just one problem, according to Attorney Lapellis.
Ameren has put in monitors in misleading locations that don't pick up where the worst air quality is.
For example, Lapellis claims, this map shows the intensity of the sulfur dioxide emissions coming from Ameren's Rush Island plant, with yellow and red being the highest. Instead of putting the air monitors there, Lapellis says, Ameren put them in areas with lower emissions. But Whitworth says the placement of the air quality monitors was done according to EPA rules and was also approved by the Missouri Department of Natural Resources.
There's a concern, obviously, for everybody to have clean air.
Which brings us back to Yahid and his mother. Right now, Yahid controls his asthma with an inhaler twice a day. It's a family worried about what happens if and when the treatment stops working.
Nothing is absolute. And so, except for it's absolute that he has asthma now.
In January 2017, a federal court ruled Ameren violated the Clean Air Act at its Rush Island facility. The judge said that the company made changes to the plant that increased SO2 emissions without a proper permit. Ameren said in a statement that the court misapplied the law and ignored the evidence. They also told the I-Team that they're still fighting the case and plan to eventually appeal it.
All right, Maria, very interesting. Thank you.